Hello, everybody. Welcome on into Bravo Book Club. We are doing our second week of Stassi Schroeder's book, Off With My Head, the definitive basic bitch handbook to surviving rock bottom by Stassi Schroeder. Hi, guys. Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Let's get it. Get it. Get it. And throw them hips, girl. Bum, 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 bum. Let's go, everybody. Hi. Hi, Bay Day. Let's get it, Bay Day on YouTube. Hi, Instagram world. Okay, so today we are breaking down chapters 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 from Stassi Schroeder's book, Off With My Head. Let me know if you guys have gotten a copy. Let me know if you guys are reading it. How far into the book are you? Are you liking it thus far? Hi, Naya. Hi, Teddy from Australia. So much Australian love. I'm curious how you guys found me. Was it just like through the podcast or through Jacques and the Unpopular podcast? Because I know he and I collab a lot. Okay, so I think we should just dive into it. So this week's chapters are, we have Chapter 6, Not So Social Media. Chapter 7, We Almost Bought a Murder House. Chapter 8, From Bridezilla to COVID Bridechilla. Chapter 9, Don't Always Buy the Shoes. And Chapter 10, Self-Care Sundays and Mondays and Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and freaking Saturdays. Okay. Through Insta. Oh, thanks, Teddy. Hi, Gabrielle. Hi, Nicole. Welcome on in, everybody. All right. Outside grilling and getting it. Yes, Elaine. Get it, get it, get it. It's the middle of the night. Oh, Gabrielle. Well, I'm sorry to hear if I woke you up in the middle of the night. Here, I'm going to sleep. Oh, okay. Good night, girl. Thanks for joining. We just started, but thanks. Okay. So let's dive into it. Chapter 6 is called Not So Social Media. And this is where she talks about her break from social media. Ooh, she's from Paris. Okay, Gabrielle from Paris. Love it. Love that vibe for you. Okay. So Stassi says that she was used to looking glowy on social media, but then after she got canceled, social media was like a psychological thriller, and she was usually addicted to checking social media, but this time it was really hard because she felt like going on social media after the cancellation was like the Hunger Games meets Stranger Things, which is a very interesting way to describe it. Hi, Erin, you're not late. You literally just started, so welcome on in. Oh, hi, Eliah. Love you, Zach. You know, but I will catch this tomorrow midnight here, and I did laundry tonight. Good night, guys. Listen, if you can't stay around for the live, it's all good. I appreciate it. You don't have to tell me that you're coming in just to leave me. Hi, Dustin Butler. Welcome on in. Okay, so she said it was like the Hunger Games meets Stranger Things because it was like really dark and like the what is it? The underground, the other side. What do they call it on Stranger Things? I don't remember. She said that it was rough. She said that she talks about her Facebook group where she has her Khaleesi's, and she said that that was so supportive and everybody in there was so sweet, high tones, and how she loved how she had that place to go to where she had a lot of support around her, even though she knew she couldn't post anything or respond to any of the comments, and she wanted to so badly. She's like, oh my God, all I want to do is just let people know how much I love them, and I can't let them know right now. The upside down. Yes, that's right, Elaine. Hi, Ansley. And so she's like, I just wanted to let people know how appreciative I was of that Facebook group and how much I wanted to post, but I knew that I couldn't post. And she was like, I was also worried that like somebody from Us Weekly like snuck into the group and was going to screenshot it and make it look like I didn't care and I was so insensitive. And so, yeah, I have to say, I'm really enjoying the book. The book is really good. But anyway, her instincts were to go dark for a while and to stay off social media and to not indulge. She said she had so much anxiety about her pregnancy and she was worried about posting about the baby and about the pregnancy because she knew she would get all the racist baby comments. Your baby's a racist. But at this time, you know, she just needed to take a little bit of a break. She said Pinterest was very helpful. She said that this is also where she fell in love with TikTok and she was learning so much on TikTok and she was like really enjoying it. And I was like, okay, girl, good for you. And then she was joining like mommy boards online. And she said that it was in those mommy boards that like people would post things and she learned a lot from them. But like people were so mean and there was a lot of mom shaming happening in the mommy boards. And she's like, look, secretly, I found a little selfish comfort in knowing that everybody takes a hit from trolls online and it's not just me. And so she was like, I would just get my popcorn and I would just kind of watch them fight in the comments. But she loved taking a social break. And she says that when trolls do pop up in her feed or in her comments, that she usually tries to disengage and not give them the attention that they clearly want. But occasionally she'll indulge just to highlight their comment to make other people jump in and be like, you're terrible. Why are you going to talk smack about a pregnant woman? Bayday says, I feel like Stassi has a bunch of white girl supporters who don't hold her accountable. She's low-key profiting off of being ignorant. I mean, yes, no. She's taken a lot of accountability, and you're right. She does have a very white girl supporter, audience that's behind her. And I think that's why it's important that she does do stuff like this and she does write books like this so that that audience who resonates with Stassi can learn through Stassi's mistakes, and through her own growth, they can grow with her. So maybe it's not your audience. Maybe it's not something that you connect to. And I think that that's fine. Whoever doesn't connect to it, I think doesn't need to receive the message that she's putting out there. But I think the people that do resonate with her probably agreed with some of the things that she said in the past. And now they're learning why those things may have been harmful or hurtful to people. So I think in this case, it's actually beneficial. And did she grow up and evolve? From the book, I think she's grown up and evolved. I've really enjoyed the book. I didn't really read Next Level Basic because it was a pretty basic book. I bought it and I met her. But I didn't really read it. But in this case, I actually am really enjoying this book. I'm appreciating like her accountability and her candor and her openness. Oh my God, my phone's about to die. Till next time, Zach. Good night, Teddy. Thanks for joining. Yeah, she says that she tries to remember that trolls are clearly just unhappy with her life and that there's really no fulfilling anything, and that there's comfort in knowing that their venom isn't personal, which is very true. Yeah, I missed the OG cast. I missed the OG cast too. I actually might be seeing Sandoval tonight. He's doing a show here in Los Angeles that I might actually be going to. Yeah, him, Tom, and Tom Sandoval and the Most Extras. So yeah, I might be seeing him. I don't know who else is going tonight, but I will keep you posted on Instagram stories. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, she said that one thing she misses about the social media break is doing her OOTD, which are her outfit of days, which she also created a holiday for. So that's why it's like so important. So she's like, when Hartford, was born, I made sure I lived OOTD through her. And so, yeah. But she said that when Hartford was born, she really wanted to protect her, and she was hesitant about posting about her daughter out of fear because she didn't want to read all the negative comments or see people try to bully her. So there was one comment where somebody said that she looked like Elmer Fudd, but she's like, all babies look like Elmer Fudd at that age. She also said that the paparazzi used to camp outside of her house just waiting to snap the first picture of Hartford. So she knew that like at some point she was going to have to post the picture to take that power away from them, and to get them to leave, she was going to have to post something on social media. That way they didn't get that first picture of Hartford, and she was kind of in control of that. But she's like, listen, you just have to have fun, do you, and shake off the haters. Because haters gonna hey, but I'm just gonna shake it up, shake it up. The importance she make a bad decision and she acknowledges it and reflects on it, and accountability, yes, is interesting. I think accountability is more than interesting. I think accountability is important, and I think accountability is powerful, Gabrielle. So I'm actually very happy to see that she seems to be growing and is reflecting and trying to educate people in her situation. I don't think she's out here trying to be like, look, I'm going to educate a bunch of people on how to be woke now, or I'm going to educate a bunch of people on how to like not be an asshole anymore, or how to not be racist. I don't think she's not trying to educate everybody, but she's trying to educate people, or not educate, but like share her experience, and hopefully people learn and grow through that as well. And listen, that's all we can do as individuals is try to be a best version of ourselves. And we have an audience in front of us, like hope that they resonate with the messages that we're putting out in the way that we're putting them out there. And, we're all trying to be better. We all wake up and try to do better every day. Okay, then we get into chapter 7. Chapter 7 is we almost bought a murder house. She says that she loves to move. Stassi is a battle-tested warrior queen. I'll bet she likes herself a lot more now. Good for her. I mean, yeah, good for her for growing. Miss Jenny 18 says Stassi was mean a good amount of the time, but she's also grown. She talks about that and reflects about how bratty she used to be on Vanderpump Rules all the time, and she's grown. It's wonderful when anyone grows and tries to help others. I love that. I love when people not only try to make themselves better, but care enough to help others. I agree, Erin. I agree with you. Okay, so chapter 7, we almost bought a murder house. So she says she loves to move. She doesn't want to move like every year, but like every couple years, she's totally cool with moving. And one of the things she loves about moving is decorating and decorating a new place. Um, is Kristen not going to be at her wedding? I know the wedding is very small and intimate, and it's only 35 people, and um, most of the Vanderpump people are not going to be actually are not going to be at the wedding. So I don't know. I haven't confirmed that Kristen was going to be there, but I kind of assumed Kristen wasn't going to be there because we saw Katie flying out for it, and we didn't see Kristen flying out for it. So I don't know. But anyway, she talks about her first big move was leaving her West Hollywood apartment that we all saw in Vanderpump Rules and moving into the home that she now owns with Beau. She says that your 20s are made for moving from one shitty apartment to the next until Beau changed all of that for her. And she says that she took her single life for granted for sure, and she misses it. And life is just moving so fast. She said that when they made the decision to move in together, she begged Beau to live in a murder house, but he refused, and he even made her throw out all of her Ouija boards, except for one that was given to her by a fan that was bedazzled. And she's like, I have that hidden somewhere because like I'm not going to get rid of that because that's too cute. Then they found their perfect house together. After only seeing 2 other ones, Stassi knew that the third house was going to be the house, and she wanted it so badly. And Beau was like, we need to look at more, and we need to like, weigh our options. And Stassi was like, no, we found the house. This is it. So that their individual styles are so unique that compromise was huge for them. And Beau was definitely not allowed to display any of his Lego collections, and most definitely not allowed to hang up paintings of his naked ex-girlfriends. Apparently, that was a thing too. So I guess he's great at painting and really loves naked paintings. And some of his paintings were of his ex-girlfriends. I don't know if their faces were in there. Maybe it was just their bodies or he pulled inspiration from their bodies. But Stassi was like, yeah, no, hard veto on that. We're not going to put anybody else's naked body, whether it's actually their body or influenced, like hard no, no thank you, no way, Jose, veto. They each got their own sections of their new house to decorate individually. She says that Beau is super friendly, though, and he makes friends everywhere he goes and made friends with all the neighbors before they even finished unpacking. He like introduced himself and talked to them. And even, when everything was locked down, they would do like social distance meetups where they were all in their driveways and they would have their White Claws and they would like, drink and chat. And Beau was always like, come out, hang out with us. And Stassi claims that she's actually very shy and it takes her a while to open up and make new friends and let people in. And Beau is the complete opposite. He was always pushing her to connect with the neighbors, and she had to remind him that she had just been canceled and been branded as a racist and she's pregnant. So making friends in the state is a little tricky. But decorating helped her stay focused on something amid all of the cancellation drama. She said that she's actually glad that they bought the house at the time that they did because it was shortly before she lost all her jobs. And I think she was worried that she would have stayed in her old apartment and they wouldn't have been able to actually grow through this and share this house together. But she's glad that they took that leap at the time that they did. Would you recommend her book? I actually would recommend her book. I wouldn't recommend the first book, but I would recommend this one. I never felt a racist bone in her, and I'm Latina. Well, I think that's great, Giselle. Zach, what are your thoughts on Beau? Keep reading how he is a grifter, lying about his age, birth dates multiple times, filing for bankruptcy twice. I don't think that Beau is a grifter. I know a lot of people seem to feel that way, and I'm not really sure where they're getting that vibe from. I think he's a really sweet guy. And when you read the book and you read the way she talks about him and their relationship and stuff, I think, especially because she talks about it in the book, I think we covered it in week 1 of book club for Off With My Head. She talks about how she made the first move, how Kristen had always been trying to set them up, and Stassi finally made the first move, and then he like goes to her for a little bit, but it was because he had this weird rash. She talks a lot about him and gets the relationship. She gets into their relationship a lot in this book, and I've really fallen in love with their relationship, and I don't think that he is a grifter at all. So I don't know if he's lying about his age or his birth dates, filing for bankruptcy twice. I mean, people file for bankruptcy. Shit happens. You lose your job. You are up to your ears in debt, like shit happens, you know? I don't think filing for bankruptcy is necessarily indicative of a person's character or whether or not they're capable of being a good partner in a loving relationship. So IDC or IDK. DK. But anyway, chapter 8, from Bridezilla to COVID Bridechilla. She didn't think that she would ever be a Bridezilla, but then she got engaged and she's like, it's all Beau's fault. He put a ring on my finger and turned me into a total Bridezilla. A Bridechilla never gets outright aggressive or mean, but they'll definitely like throw you some major side eye. She mentioned it on her podcast. Oh, well, if Stassi's mentioning it on her podcast about Beau, then I think she knows everything and it's all out there. So I don't see what the problem is. Hope he's not a gambler. No, we'll get into that in chapter 9 about like money and stuff because she talks about that too. But anyway, she said that she originally didn't want any bridesmaids, but then her friends convinced her that she had to have bridesmaids, and so she put a plan together and she wanted all of her bridesmaids to wear white to the wedding, which is very, chic. C'est la vie. C'est bon. C'est bon. Lala was one of her bridesmaids, and Lala's response to her request to have all the bridesmaids wear white was that Lala said that she never want anybody aside from herself at her own wedding to wear white, but she's like, you know what? I'll do this for you, Stassi. Well, then Stassi had to go to a fitting for Lala's wedding because Stassi was a bridesmaid in Lala's wedding. And here is where Lala's publicist told Stassi that Lala wanted to have all of her bridesmaids in white. And that's when Stassi went full on Bridezilla and like they had this big old fight over it at BravoCon. And ultimately, Lala ended up buckling and letting Stassi have her way. And then Stassi wrote her a whole nice apology about it because she was like, I flipped out and I was crazy and I was a total psychopath. And yeah, so Stassi apologized to Lala because she was like, that was the moment where I really did become a total bridezilla. Audio is a little choppy. First day of Mercury retrograde. It is. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Let's hope it's sorry. I will make sure that next book club it isn't choppy. It's fine on Instagram. So if you guys want to come on Instagram live, the audio is better on Instagram. I don't know what's going on with the YouTube audio, but sorry. Whose marriage lasted longer? Other than who? Oh, hi, Adam. Everyone's like, Adam joined the live. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, hi, hi. Was the white drama worth it? I don't know if the white drama was worth it, but it was definitely funny. But at least Lala buckled and they were all good. But then she says that, she says now she looks back at it and laughs because she didn't realize how the world was going to transpire. And she said that when weddings began to get canceled in 2020, that she was really worried about that. And it seems like the world was shutting down indefinitely. And all she wanted to do was marry her person, which is Beau. And so they did it. And she also said that it was so important to Beau that they get married that she was like, I need to, do this for him. Adam always comes in and distracts all of my lives. Hi, Adam. Everybody send Adam love on the Instagram. I don't know if he's still in here or if he's watching it, but he loves validation. So give him a little love and validation and tell him how amazing he is and how much you love him because, he loves to steal thunder. I think I need Adam next on our episode of our podcast. Well, just I'll shoot your shot. Do it, girl. But she says, see, Adam threw me off. Kidding. But she says that she's actually glad that she didn't have to go to Rome and get married while she was 7 months pregnant because, they'd already booked the wedding date when she found out that she was pregnant with Harlow. She said that making the wedding Bravo friendly was a lot of work and that they even had their producer join with them in Rome when they were going venue hunting, and they picked all the spots that were filming friendly, even though none of them were like their personal top choices. But she also makes it very clear that Bravo does not pay for anything. Like not a single wedding to her knowledge on any show has Bravo ever paid for. Adam, you are okay. I like Jason better. Rude, Russ. Rude. I like them both equally. I love when you guys like to compare people. It's so funny. I get a crack out of it. I hate that we aren't able to watch her happy ending and being a mom. I'm sure we will. I mean, listen, she has her podcast. That's somewhere where we can definitely watch her have some, happiness in her life. But anyway, back to filming with Bravo. She said that they picked all the spots that were filming friendly, even though they weren't like their personal choices. But she says that she also makes it clear that Bravo, doesn't pay for anything. And she says that even the cast has to pay for their own flights and their own hotels with going to the wedding, which I thought was interesting. Like, at least cover that. But I guess they're covering like flying out all of the crew and stuff. And the only thing that they do pay for is the day before, is using the wedding, renting the wedding venue the day before the wedding. That way they can film stuff ahead of time. But literally everything else is on her and Beau's dime. So she was kind of peeved by that. She said, because then to be fired after jumping through all these hoops to make the wedding Bravo approved, like it stung even more. And she said she would have done things very differently if she would have known that they weren't going to be filming it. But their actual ceremony was super intimate, and it happened at her baby shower. And she said that it lasted a total of like 3 minutes, which was kind of funny. She said it was a quickie ceremony, but she actually really loved it. Her friends were both, I guess, named Taylor, wanted to throw her a baby shower, and this was the only week and time that they could actually do that. So Katie and Beau helped pull it all together literally in 1 week. And apparently they had to get legally married in the US before they were able to get married in Europe. So this was like a perfect opportunity to do that and to do it in a way that felt special. Should the wedding itself was a total surprise, that even the guests that came to the baby shower had no idea they were also going to be attending a wedding. So nobody really knew what was happening. And they're like, hey, can everybody come on out here, and we have a surprise for you? And everybody came outside and they're like, surprise, we're getting married. At Down with Jason has old modeling pictures on his IG page in which he is naked, oiled up, and totally hot. Just saying. Thanks, Trish. I don't have any photos like that on my Instagram. I don't believe I'm ever naked on Instagram. I'm definitely not oiled up. So I apologize that my feed does not contain the same, level that Jason's does, but I'm sure Jason appreciates all the love. Okay, and then she said that her wedding was nothing like what she imagined, but she's so grateful for it, and it was a special memory for the two of them. And now we know that they're off in Europe right now, and they're going to get married this Friday the 13th. That's going to be their special wedding day. So we know Katie's there. Apparently, from what somebody said in the comments, Kristen's not there. I have not personally confirmed that. That's just what somebody mentioned in the comments. So we'll see. But now they're actually having their big European wedding, which is cute. Then we get into chapter 9, don't always buy the shoes. And this is the chapter about money and spending and all of that sort of stuff. So she said that for her birthday, Stassi's mom gave her like a list of 18 pieces of advice. And on it, one of the things was always buy the shoes, even if you don't have the money. Oh, Schwartz is at the European wedding too? I didn't realize that. Interesting. So I guess I won't. Schwartz is there. Oh, interesting. So I guess Schwartz won't be there tonight at Sandoval's show. Well, that's cute that she has. Damn, it would be hilarious with Kristen there. Yeah, I don't know. We usually get the occasional bathtub videos, so that makes up for it. Oh, yeah, with me dancing naked in the shower. Yeah, that's true, Tones. Okay, so chapter 9. So she says that her mom gave her a list of advice, and on the list was always buy the shoes, even if you don't have the money. She says that this is the worst advice ever, that there were so many times where she bought the shoes and listened to her mother, even though she couldn't afford her rent. And she said that she's learned that you should not always buy the shoes. And if anything, you should always make sure you buy the shoes if you can afford the shoes. And she reflects on her first job as a barista and how much she loved making money of her own, and she loved the financial freedom. She says that her perception of money has changed a lot since she got fired, because she didn't realize like what life would be like without easy access to jobs. So she says that she sees money and easy access to jobs so differently now. And shoe purchases sometimes need to be put on hold so that you don't over or spend beyond your means. She said that she was always pretty like budget savvy, and that's why she would like back in college, she would always say yes to any guys that wanted to take her out, because she knew that they would have to buy her dinner. And she said there was the same thing like when she would go out to bars and clubs, they knew where to hang out, which was the guys that were that had the bar service, and so they would hang out around them. Then the guys would invite them up and talk to them, and they would flirt and twirl their hair to drink all the free vodka and whatever. And then thank you, Jess. Appreciate the love. and that then they would bounce. They would really just go out for the free drinks, which is kind of funny. But she says that she was very good at making a budget last, and she would even make an entire $5 Little Caesars pizza last an entire week. So snaps, good for him. It's Tom Schwartz is in Rome. There's no pictures of him in group pictures. Interesting. So where did you guys see that he's in Rome? I haven't seen that he's in Rome currently. So then it looks like Katie and Tom Schwartz, so far from what we've seen, are the only two in Rome. We know Lala's not going to be there, and we know Sheena's not going to be there, and we know Tom Sandoval's not going to be there because they're all already booked with other engagements. Sheena has her City Winery show in New York City this week, I believe Thursday night, and then I see him in the group. Oh, he's in the group shots. Oh, okay. And then we know Lala's supposed to be doing her tour all weekend long. So it's kind of a bummer. Like she was originally supposed to be in the wedding and now she's not. Hi, Real Andy of Beverly Hills. Hi. Just passing by to say hi. Hi, my love. Thank you for all the purple hearts. I appreciate that. Thank you, Tones, for getting the first 2 batches of the night. Let's get it, get it, get it. Oh, okay. So yeah, she was very budget savvy, knew how to make a Little Caesars pizza last. She also talks about doing model mayhem, which I guess connects stylists with photographers and models. And if you model in a shoot, you were allowed to keep the clothes, which is how she ended up styling herself because then she would get free clothes. So she had all these low budget tricks, but she says that she's just proud that she never had a sugar daddy. And she's very gonna pat herself on the back with that one. And on Vanderpump, she said that it was helpful that they all came up together because they all came up together. So then they would all keep each other in line with their spending. Nobody was really able to get bigger than, their bridges because they were all kind of on that same page and making that same money. So that her biggest splurge after she started doing Vanderpump was on Botox and hair extensions. And so she's like, you can see the glow up over the years. Botox and hair extensions definitely were an investment that she made. She said that even by season 4, she's like, we were all a little plumper because at that point we could finally afford food. We could finally afford to eat. So we weren't always like starving and like, pinching our pennies. She remembers their first big season 3 check, which was apparently $25. That's what they made for the 3rd season of Vanderpump Rules. And she was like, holy shit, I have a 5-figure check. I have a 5-figure salary on a reality show. Like she was so happy about that, which makes me happy, to see people work hard and then, slowly have that build. She says that in the first 2 seasons, that the girls would even all share dresses, hoping nobody would notice in their earlier seasons. I promise you, Zach, he is not in the picture on Beau's story. Okay, thank you, Brenda. I appreciate the promise. I believe you, girl. I believe you. Thank you, Chrissy37G, for the 3 badges. Chrissy, it was so fun meeting you on the tour. It was such a blast. I love that we got to chat and take pics and you got to drink the wine. Let's get it, get it, get it. Okay, we're not going to fight in the comments about whether Tom Schwartz was in the picture or not in the picture. Maybe he was in the picture, maybe not. But I don't think it's worth fighting over in the comments, guys. It's all good. But that's kind of fun that she, was excited about making her first 25,000. And obviously now we know they started making a lot more as things went on. She looks back at that time and she cringes at some of the moments that she's had on the show in those earlier seasons. She refers back to her birthday in Vegas. And apparently the producers would cover the food and would cover up to 2 drinks for the cast. But she was pissed because she was like, I have all my friends here and all my friends should be covered and everything should be covered because you're filming my birthday and it's my birthday. And so that was part of the meltdown that we actually saw. And she got mad and ran off and was sobbing and locked herself in the bathroom until one of the producers came up to her and they're like, okay, fine. Next time, then we'll just have your birthday at McDonald's. And Stassi said, she's like, that shut me up real quick and humbled me real quick. And, she said that it was ultimately a great experience. But she said, luckily, she and Beau see money the same way and they have their own bank accounts and they spend their own money. That way, it's not like, he doesn't need to know every dollar that she spends because it's her money and she doesn't need to know every dollar he spends because he, it's his own money. So I think that's good. That's healthy. I'm curious if you guys are in relationships and how money is managed because I feel like money is a big thing. Okay. So, she says that once she got over the shock of losing all of her jobs, she had to talk to her manager and they had to put together a game plan, and that's where she came up with the idea to do their podcast, The Good, the Bad, and the Baby, which turned their everyday lives into a new job. Apparently, the idea was just for Beau to do it, and Beau was gonna be the host of it because obviously she was like, "I'm canceled, nobody wants to hear from me." And so she's like, "I'll be behind the scenes and Beau can be front and center." And then she was like, "Obviously, that didn't end up happening because I'm the star and I need to be in it too. I'm behind the scenes and on camera." So her biggest splurge, she says now, is not on shoes at all, but definitely on baby stuff. That's where she'll spend her money, and that's where she'll get in a little bit of trouble sometimes by spending too much money on baby stuff. She learned a lot about money, especially after losing all her jobs, and plans to teach Hartford all about it. But the biggest lesson that she wants to teach Hartford is don't always buy the shoes unless they fit in the budget. Chapter 10. This is the final chapter that we'll go over, and this one's relatively short. And chapter 10 is called Self Care Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursdays and Fridays and freaking Saturdays. She said that before the baby, she was super simple, and her self care routine, she just needed a little wine, she just needed a little TV, and she was totally solid. She said now her self care routine is a lot more intense, and it's all about like laziness and alone time. She claims that she's actually pretty introverted or pretty an introverted extrovert or an extroverted introvert. I don't remember which one she claims, but she says that alone time is very good for her soul. I agree. I'm one of those types of people. It's funny reading Stassi's book. I realize I'm a lot like Stassi. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but there are a lot of similarities in her stuff that I can identify with in myself. I know because I had to have a very big boy conversation where I had to do a lot of self-reflection um in that conversation, and I had to like have a lot of ownership and accountability, and part of having ownership and accountability was also recognizing my own um bad ways, and I identified a lot with Stassi in the book off of my head. So she says that even in the last season of Vanderpump, she wouldn't want to carry on the late night filming hours, like how they would have an event. And then after the event, like the producers would want to keep filming and they would want to film in the hotel rooms. And Sasha was like, no, I'm good. I need my me time. I need to decompress. So it's a lot. She says that her and Beau would go in for an early night, but even then, cameras would like want to follow them and want to keep filming with them in their hotel room. And she was like, "Okay, fine." But they're like, "We just have to like for storyline's sake, we have to show where what's his is mine and what's mine is and what his is his. His is mine too." That's funny, Dom's who dish. But they would like be like, for storyline wise, we have to film you guys going up and staying in your hotel room because like we need to show where you guys went and why you guys aren't with the rest of the group. And she said the producers would always try to make her go and film during those late night scenes because they always felt like the best things happen after 12 a.m. So they always wanted to keep the night going. And she was always just like, nope. She's like, we're filming a reality show, and this is my reality. And my reality is being in bed by 10 o'clock and getting ready to go to sleep and passing out. She also talks about how she had a psychic friend, and the psychic friend, oh god, what was his name? Shoot, I don't remember his name. Gabriel? I don't know. I don't remember. Sorry, guys. But she talks about her psychic friend and how the psychic predicted Beau, and she predicted her daughter, and she predicted her canceling. Um, she said that Beau was going to come into her life. Well, I guess she doesn't really talk about how he predicted Beau, but she talks about how she was going to have a daughter and how there was going to be a big year of growth or a lot of lessons that were going to come her way, and that her team was really going to let her down in a really big way, but that she was going to be okay at the end of it, but that this shift was coming, and so that shift obviously inevitably came. But she said that she had a gazillion meltdowns during this time. So she turned to self care to help her get herself back on track. Sometimes it was video games because she doesn't consider herself a gamer, but she does love to indulge in video games. And sometimes it was doing the treadmill and working out and making herself feel good. But that self care was super crucial and super important for her. So, boom, there you go. Those are chapters 6 through 10 of Stassi's book, Off with My Head, the definitive basic bitch handbook to surviving rock bottom. It's actually really good. I'm curious if you guys have read it and what your thoughts are. Way better than I was expecting. I love reading it. Next week it'll be the final week of book club with Stassi's book. Let's see what next week's chapters actually are. Okay, so next week's chapters, chapter 11, Basic Baby, which obviously is probably going to be about Hartford. Chapter 12, A Basic Bitch is Born, also about Hartford. Chapter 13, Mom Jeans, probably about her own mother. Chapter 14, Having It All. And then chapter 15, Lessons for My Daughter. Okay, I skipped ahead and I started to read Lessons for My Daughter, and it made me cry. And it was really sweet and it was very precious. The other 4 chapters, I mean, it looks like aside from chapter 14, they're all going to be pretty much centered around mommyhood. So moms will probably enjoy those chapters. I do want to know what chapter 14, Having It All, is all about, because she had it all and then she lost it all. So now I'm curious as to what that could actually like be and mean. Well, it starts with, what does the phrase having it all even mean? I guess she talks about that and what that means. Zach, do you think Leah's book, Chaos Theory, is worth buying? Thank you, Elaine, for the 3 badges. God, you guys are so sweet. When you give me badges, like, it just makes my soul so happy because I'm just like, wow, you guys actually like enjoy this. So you're not just like, you know, using me for free recaps, but you really love me. Maybe some of you are using me for free recaps and I'm just like a cheap whore, but thank you. Leah's book. Do I think it's worth reading? I know my friend Jess from Hot Takes and Deep Dives says that it was a really good book and it was worth reading. And she had a great interview with Leah, which I listened to. And it was a great interview with Leah. So possibly having a baby is having it all, in my opinion. Oh, that's so precious. I can't wait to have a baby. Honestly, I like literally cannot wait to have my own family or to start my own family. My dad and I are enjoying book club. He says, hi, Zach. Hi, Dad. What's Dad's name? Hi, Aaron. Hi, Charmin BB. Thank you for the badges, my love. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Maybe her all is something different than what she thought it was. I'm thinking that's what it is, too. I think what she thought having it all meant was one thing, and then she realized having it all is completely something different. In fact, if I could predict it, she probably thought having it all meant having a man, having the career, and she had it all. And then it was the very opposite. And she was like, "Oh my God, having it all is like having my baby and having my husband, and it's all so precious." And good for her. Just bought a business. Very sorry. Next month for badges. Congrats on the business, Miss Jenny. That's like, don't apologize for doing you, boo. No, ma'am, not a cheap whore. Genuinely love it. Thank you, Elaine. I love you. And I loved getting to meet you on tour as well. LMAO, you should do a little throwback recap for Teresa's Skinny Italian, even if it's to dish. That would be fun. That would be fun. That would, like, when we don't have like a week, like if we just do like some of the old Bravo books, and maybe it's just like a 1 week thing. Maybe we don't break them down every week, but we just like do one dedicated live to that. That would be really fun. But anyway, Stassi's book is on sale now. It's available in my Amazon storefront, which is amazon.com/shop/Zach Peter. So shop/Zach Peter, amazon.com/shop/Zach Peter. I'll link out to it in my stories as well. That way you guys have it and can buy a copy of the book if you want to read it and catch up for next week's book club. Let me know what you guys think of the book if you are reading it so far, and what you got and how you guys are enjoying book club. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the bomb.com. You're so sweet. Maybe I'll send you I'll send you my online business. Yes, please do. Zach, if you and Adam are not busy, I'll be in downtown with my co-host. Adam doesn't live in downtown. He actually lives in Florida, so he wouldn't be able to do it, but we shall see, my dear. Love you, Miss Jenny. Thanks, Bayday. Thanks, Aaron D. Thanks, Val Porter. Zach, what do you think about Kyle and Sutton's clip on Real Houses of Beverly Hills? I actually talk about that. I actually posted a clip on the Instagram feed where I talk about that exact thing. I'm actually going to watch the Beverly Hills premiere tonight. I got an advance copy and I've been meaning to watch it. And so I'm going to try to watch it before I have to go to Sandoval's show tonight, because that'll be really fun. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Any final closing thoughts, feelings, vibes before we wrap this thing up? Thank you. We love you. I love you. Clip, 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 clip. All right. Well, on that note, have a wonderful night, everybody. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you, Brenda. I love you, my dear. Appreciate you guys. Thanks, Trish. Have fun at Sandoval's show. It's okay if you guys missed it or if you're tuning in just now, because the rebroadcast will be available on YouTube, youtube.com/justplainzach, and here on Instagram. So there you go, guys. Love you. Talk to you later. Bye.